Yo, what's good YouTube? This is Angry and today I got a new video for you guys, and basically today we're gonna be talking about WordPress escape functions. Right, so let's get to it. So basically escape functions are functions that are gonna be preventing vulnerabilities in your security in terms of XSS attack and cross-site scripting. It's preferable to actually delay using the escape functions until production, so you do not make your website complex when you're debugging it. But in some cases, it's also preferred to actually do that when you're using customized escape functions. All right. So here are some examples. We have escape HTML, escape JavaScript, which applies to inline JavaScript like on-click property in buttons and the HTML property basically, and escape URL, which is employed for all URLs like source and href. We have also localization functions, and these are used directly instead of echo in conjunction with escape functions and internalization functions. So this adds in a layer of security, and at the same time it can be used with the regular escape functions in WordPress. So like I said, make sure just before production to use escape functions as much as possible. And of course, if you're using custom escaping, then do that early. All right. So that is it in terms of the summary. Let's actually show you some code as an example. Right. So I just have this advanced WordPress template that I did video on. You can go and check that video out. I'm going to leave a link in the description and on the screen right now. But just to fasten everything up, I have my notes on the right just to explain some examples. Alright, so the first example is we're just going to do a PHP tag. Open that up and then do the regular echo something, for example. Alright. Under it, we can use the same thing, but this is the WordPress syntax. So echo and then something as well. So as you can see, it also printed that out. It is exactly the same thing. But the advantage of using something like this is basically in conjunction, like I said, with the internalization and the escaping function. So let's say, for example, I have this image. Let me get that out of the PHP tag. I apologize. All right, I have an image tag, and inside that image tag, we have like a source or an href. All right, so inside that, you can also open up a PHP tag. Right, and instead of using the regular echo and then the link, we can use this. So first of all, we can use the regular escape function. So here is the URL. So if we get like a public image over here from Pexels for a dog, right? Let's save that. It still did not work, probably because of the source. I apologize. Yeah, here it is. So like I said, we can use this in conjunction with the escape functions. So we can just make another image tag, and inside this image tag, inside this echo, we can basically apply like the escape function for escape URL, which, like I said, is employed for all URLs like source and href. So how can we do that? So first off, like I said, we're echoing out the example, so we can do that in conjunction. So we could escape HTML and then E. So as you can see, that is exactly the same thing as the previous example, but the difference is we're escaping characters. So like I said, you can make this delayed in your project. You don't have to do that right away. All right. And actually, just a few more notes. Most WordPress functions are actually properly prepared for data for output or production. So additional escaping is not really needed, but you can if you want to. Again, it depends on your project structure. And as well as, like I mentioned, you can use the kisses function, and everything else is also mentioned on the documentation of WordPress. I tried today to just give you a quick summary of escape functions. And by the way, guys, we're gonna be using out this through the project, but we're gonna use this more later on in the security section at the end of the project, right? So I'll see you guys in the next video. This was Angry With You, and peace, you guys.